What's up, y'all? It's your girl Venus Archangel here with another love reading for y'all. If you're unsure of your sun, moon, and rising signs, want to know what cards I'm using in the video, or interested in booking a personal reading with me, head on over to the description box below. And with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. What's going on, Pisces? It's your girl Venus Archangel here with another love reading for y'all. Let's go ahead and get started with this. Your underlying energy is the Seven of Pentacles. So the energy surrounding this whole situation, your whole love life right now, you're kind of on guard. But not on guard in a way that is pretty bad. Like, I kind of always see this as the positive defense card and the Nine of Wands being the negative defense card. And the only reason why I think of Nine of Wands as negative is because you're defending yourself from something because you're exhausted. Rather than, you know, ready to take on anything defensive, right? This is more ambitious and, to me, this is just way more ambitious. This speaks of, you know, taking on anything that comes at you because you have the higher ground. You do have, you know, you have an advantage, okay? And I feel like what the advantage is for you guys, which is this is the King of Pentacles, which is underneath the Seven of Wands. So y'all could be trying to, you guys could be trying to become a bit more stable in your relationships. And you have I don't know, I feel like you guys are pushing to be more grounded, or you guys are very defensive about your relationship. You're very protective of it. And that's fine. And you honestly, it's not a protective that you hinder its growth or anything. It's more of a protective, like you're going to stand by it, but you're also going to push it forward as well. Okay? Now, the heart of your reading, you guys have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups talks about communicating, right? Their messages, their students, their children. And right here, I feel like you guys are expressing yourselves, or someone expressed to you something romantic, and it led to to a new beginning, exciting new beginning as well. I think honestly that there was some communication, or there is still some communication that needs to be talked about, but because this new beginning has started and is really exciting, I don't know if that communication either started because of that, or I don't know if, communicating kicked off, the Ace of Wands, because that's a really good, I think this is a pretty good combination here, with these two here. Because it's not like the other way around, where if it was a new beginning, but was keeping the new beginning as you communicating, the problem is that you probably aren't communicating because something is happening that's taking up a lot of your time and your energy, and it's really exciting. Perhaps there is just a lot of, I think there's not a lot of communication to really kind of like make this new beginning, like, I guess, truly awesome. And I'm not saying that it's not awesome or anything. I think you guys have started something on a new project or whatever, but it's just like there still needs to be some communication or even addressing of your emotions. Now, in the past, you guys had the Page of Pentacles. Okay? So, that is talking about a stable offer given in the past. Okay? Let me go ahead and quickly pull for this Page of Cups and Ace of Wands craziness. What does all that mean? Okay, well, they're telling us that there is some emotional aspects to this relationship that isn't expressed very well. There is just a lot more passion, and this relationship is started off as something passionate, but there's not a lot of connection in regards to relationship-wise. So this is a good start. It's just there's a little work that you have to do in regards to communicating with your partner, and in regards to your partner communicating with you, and being more open about how they feel, okay? Now, like I said in the past, there was a offer of something stable. So you guys have gotten some you know, you guys have received something in regards to possibly even being a long-term relationship, because I like to see Pentacles as long-term relationship. They don't just stay and keep, you know, move. They're pretty molasses. So if you guys had gotten a Page of Pentacles, I think somebody offered you something stable. Let's go ahead and clarify what exactly that is. Eight of Wands. So, okay, so y'all got through some like, things were moving very fast in regards to this relationship even happening. And I think that it was honestly before you kind of got to know each other. That's what I'm kind of gathering. Before you guys really got to, you know, get to know each other. And I think this could be with an earth sign of some sort. A Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Because of the King of Wands is underneath the Seven of Wands in your underlying energy, I feel like this communication, I think things were moving very fast because there was something that clicked. There was definitely something that clicked. The High Priestess is all about psychic stuff. And I feel like there was some connection here. It started something really wonderful and passionate, but at the same time, it was a little fast to kind of be getting in a relationship. Because there's some things that just kind of, they need to be, I guess, expressed. Okay? Because right now you're having to, you know, make decisions, make practical decisions, come up with, you know, a new way of, well, not really necessarily a new way of doing things, but doing things to maintain and make, you know, practical decisions for your future. But as you see here, the water is right behind him. You guys are Pisces. You guys are water signs. If you guys are doing stuff and you guys are not addressing your emotions, it could be, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. Because you know, like I said, you guys are being water signs. Your intuition, your source of wisdom lies within your emotions, lies within your spirit, okay, which is connected to how you feel. So if you guys are not addressing your emotions right now, I think it's probably because what you guys are trying to do is keep this morale going, keep this, like, this Ace of Wands excitement kind of flourishing, and you want to build something more practical and stable with your partner. Okay. Yeah, there's some detached energy here. Perhaps you guys, excuse me. Perhaps you guys are dealing with a King of Swords or something. Like, I honestly feel like it's an earth sign, but it could be, since the King of Swords is coming up, this could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. He or she, don't matter if it's a different sex, you know. But, yeah, there is some cold cut stuff going on. You're trying to maintain the balance, make clear decisions, and you're not necessarily addressing your emotions, possibly because your emotions don't really call for that right now. You need the truth, and you're working off of, you know, exactly, you know, clear cut. You know, you want to be clear about what you're doing, which makes sense. Why is this necessary? Perhaps your emotions shouldn't be getting in the way of practical decisions. Okay, yeah. Alright, so pretty much, I mean, I still think that, you know, the Two of Pentacles always says, like, you know, if you're, like, sometimes your decision making doesn't really have to have your emotions involved. But considering that you guys are a water sign, I don't necessarily know if that's the case. Because the Ace of Cups is right there, right? That's communication through emotion. That's expressing your emotions, or something developing in a very emotional state, like it's growing. It has the opportunity to grow, but it's just, I don't know. I don't think anything is like as clearly seen as you think they are, or there's something that's just not necessarily coming out. And I don't think it's anything malicious or anything bad. It's just honestly just probably just no one knows how anybody feels right now. And I feel like right now the reason why you kind of are not really looking at your emotions is because you're trying to make practical decisions based off of the offer that you had gotten in the past. So even though it was moving fast and stuff, I think you guys are trying to make it work. It's a little difficult. You're having to make decisions, but it's nothing that you can't handle, okay? But the thing is that with all this juggling and, you know, trying to, you know, make sense of everything that you're kind of juggling without really involving your emotions, you have judgment in your future, okay? Judgment. So this is telling me that everything that you're doing is pretty much towards a transformation. And the transformation that kind of requires you to look back on what exactly it is that you have done to get you to this point now. Because practically, when you hit judgment, it's the place of no return, right? You get there, and it's like, okay, you did everything that you need to do. There's nothing you can do now. You've come now to transform to this new person that you are, because you can't really go back to where you were. And I think that everything that you're kind of doing with this Page of Pentacles going, like, this was a very fast offer. Somebody dropped that thing on you, like, hey, look, I want to be in a long-term relationship with you. Want to do it? And I think you're struggling now probably with trying to figure out exactly what you need to do practically about that offer, because it hit you real fast. And honestly, I think you're trying to discover and figure out what's true for you. What's your truth in all this? Is this offer something that you really want? Are you going to just go with the flow, or are you going to make the decision that is best for you? Honestly, that's a really hard one, because both of those require your emotions, right? Are you thinking about what you have? Yeah, this is in regards to relationships too. You have the Two of Wands. Those are Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Oh my goodness. To clarify judgment. So yeah, it's all about a turning point in your relationship. Whatever you guys are trying to juggle right now and trying to make clear decisions on, you're going to be hitting a point where there is something to reflect on later. Like, there is some transformation going on in this relationship. Like, you're not going to be the same after this. Like, well, after you make your decision, whatever you decide to do, there's going to be something that really transforms you in this respect. Okay? Now, I think honestly, with, the Two of Cups is all about two people coming together. This person could be coming into your life to show you exactly what you need, exactly what you want. If you're doing a lot right now and you're not really addressing your emotions, like I said before, I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, because like I said, you're a water sign, and two, everybody needs to at least look at their emotions to see where they're at. Because if you become like a robot, which is possible, anybody can do it. If you decide to just shut that crap off and just kind of do what you think you should do, you'd be in a whole lot of mess. Trust me, I do it. I'm an air sign too. Okay, no, it just kind of like, it's like I need that for like the tarot and stuff. So I need to be in my emotions. I can't robotic. You can't, detach. So with you guys, it's all, water signs in Pisces period. It's a lot harder for you to detach. It's a lot harder for you to say, okay, let's make practical decisions without looking at my emotions. And I think that's what you guys are doing right now. You guys are just focusing on facts rather than on how you feel. And right now, I think you need to have a good balance of that. Perhaps you do need to kind of look at practical stuff. Think about things practically, but also keep your emotions intact. And to make sure that the relationship that you're in, it's one that is going to provide you with the best amount of give and take and balance period in your relationship. I think that's why you are going towards a judgment period, because you are reaching a point where you've ascended from from where you were before, and you're having to make a decision now whether or not this person is for you, regarding how much you're juggling right now. And I think if you have a lot on your plate and the person is just pretty much not doing much of anything, or they're just not, then they're encouraging you not like facing your emotions, and you're having to be very clear about what you want. I think you just have to make sure that there's a balance between you and that person. Communicate as well as maintain the things that you got, because there's got to be a balance. I mean, all of this is not a bad reading. I think you guys, I despite having a very fast, fast offer, I don't know if this is necessarily a bad thing. You guys really seem to be on top of it, but just be careful about what you do in regards to ignoring your emotions, okay? Now, the Fates. You guys have this for your, as your Wisdom of the Oracle, okay? And this here talks about, things happening for a reason. So if you're having a difficult time, like I said, difficult time figuring out what exactly you want to do, how you gonna manage stuff, I mean, and you're trying to keep the balance and make sure it's true to you. I mean, that's difficult. And I honestly, everything that's happening is meant to happen to show you something. This Two of Cups, this could be a soul contract that's trying to be fulfilled, and it's towards, and that soul contract is what's pushing you towards transitioning, because, or changing and transforming rather, because you are having to deal with, you're having to juggle a crap ton, juggling a crap ton, but you're trying to figure out if it's true for you. But how you gonna do that? How you gonna figure out if it's true for you if you don't know what you feel? The King of Swords knows how he feels, but he's able to communicate that very, very well. And the fact that you have the heart of your reading being the the Page of Cups, you're not talking about what you feel. You're just hashing out the things that you can see, the things you can handle about this relationship. If this is right for you, you'll know it. But you wouldn't be indecisive. If you wouldn't be indecisive right now, if you knew, So everything is kind of coming out and kind of making this, this situation a little bit more, I guess, difficult for you. And the reason why is just pretty much to show you that, that you matter and your emotions matter. And if you have a clear idea exactly of what you want, if this relationship is for you, then go for it. And just because it went by fast, and just because you think this is great, because passion is wonderful and all, and ambitious, but you have to have the emotional connection. And you have to make sure this is a stable relationship that's going to be true to you. Now, you guys can do whatever you want, but I just feel like with the Six of Pentacles being there's got to be some sort of balance for you. There's got to be something that makes that balancing act for you. And remember, the relationship is its own entity. You put in 100%, your partner puts another 100%, or 50-50. It doesn't matter. Okay? So, but ultimately, before you step into a relationship, you want to make sure that's for you. Okay? Now, your romance angels. You guys have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. Okay? So, that's pretty much, I think right now you're just pretty much hashing out the things that needed to be hashed out. I mean, you're starting something new. So, I think where this is headed in regards to forgiving and learning, I think, because think about it, the Two of Wands isn't just managing things and keeping the balance. It's also trial and error. What works and what doesn't work. And when you kind of push your emotions into the background, you're not really seeing what works and what doesn't work for you, because you're not really thinking about that. You're not really focusing on what works for you in regards to how you feel. So right now, kind of, I would say with your focus and concentration, I think it would be really wise to really think about and really involve your emotions into this. Make sure that it balances out with everything. Your reading is fairly clear, and it's really wonderful and enlightening. But I feel like you guys are close to kind of making that decision of whether you want to stick with this relationship or not. But you have to be clear on how you feel. So don't be afraid to communicate, and also don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, because the King of Swords, he doesn't take no crap. Okay, he definitely doesn't take no crap, especially dishonesty. And if you're feeling like there isn't anything, if there's something not being told or being said in a situation, because like I said, you do have the Hierophant clarifying the Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So if there isn't something coming out, or something that's kind of not, that's not being said, it may need to be said. Okay? All right, y'all. This has been your reading. I hope this helped. If this resonated, I really do hope that you guys got enough information and advice to kind of carry you through. This situation is a bit of a challenge, but it's nothing that you can't handle. Okay, Seven of Wands is basically saying that. Okay, you're trying to get to a place where you feel stable and centered within yourself, or with this partner of yours. So honestly, be sure to know what you want emotionally, and don't be afraid to speak it. Okay. All right, y'all. I'll let y'all go. I love you, and I'll see you guys in the middle of November. Bye, y'all.